Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make artichoke crowns using artichoke bottoms. First, let's start with the ingredients list. 6 artichokes, 150 grams of peas, 150 grams of rice, 1 lemon, 1 onion, 20 grams of pine nuts, and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. The cooked rice is actually enough for 6 artichoke bottoms, but since my husband doesn't eat artichokes, I used 3 of them for the artichokes and saved the rest for him. You can decrease or increase the amount of ingredients in the recipe as you wish. Come on, let's start making our food and let our magic speak. Let's start by boiling the artichokes. We boil enough water to slightly cover the artichokes, and when it starts to boil, we add the juice of half a lemon. This way, the artichokes will not darken. We also add about half of the olive oil to the lemon water and add a little bit of salt, then wait until the water bubbles. When it bubbles, we add the artichokes to the pot and leave them to boil without covering the top. While the artichokes are boiling, we will also prepare the rice. Whenever I'm going to make rice, I always soak the rice in hot and salty water for 20 to 30 minutes first. Now, we will thoroughly wash the rice that we soaked beforehand. To do this, I wash it 4 or 5 times, stirring it each time in newly filled water. With this process, the rice will get rid of its excess starch and will be slightly sticky. After the last rinse, we will leave the rice in a strainer so that it drains well. While the rice is draining, we will cut the onion to be put into the rice. We cut the onions into small cubes. When the onions are ready, we put the remaining olive oil into the pot where we will make the rice, and when the oil heats up, we turn down the heat completely and add a little more than half of the pine nuts to the pot. We roast them by stirring constantly until their color turns slightly. When the pine nuts are ready, we add the onions and roast them, stirring occasionally. When the onions become translucent, it means they are ready. We add the rice. We do not stir the rice frequently or quickly. We do it gently. When the color of the rice also turns translucent, we add the peas and squeeze the remaining half of the lemon. After stirring once, we add 200 to 250 milliliters of hot water and a little salt, and stir again. For me, today's oops moment happens right here. Since I misremembered the measurement of the rice, I added a bit too much water, but no problem. I will keep the lid of the pot open until it absorbs the excess water. Normally, you need to close the lid of the pot after adding the water. Meanwhile, the artichokes are boiled. Look, their centers have softened. We turn off the stove and take the artichokes into a strainer to drain. We make sure the hollow sides face down. The rice has completely absorbed its water. Look, air bubbles are coming out from between the grains of rice. At this point, it's important to taste the rice. If the rice is still hard, meaning it feels undercooked, you can continue cooking by adding a tiny bit more boiling water and closing the lid. If the water was too much during the cooking stage like mine, and you cooked it with the lid open, you can close the lid at this point and cook it for a few more minutes. If the rice is cooked correctly, you can turn off the stove, place a cloth or paper towel between the pot and the lid, and let it rest for about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, the artichokes have cooled down and drained. We place them on the serving platter. When ready, open the lid of the rice and wait for about a minute for the last steam to go away. Then we stir it gently. We put the rice equally inside the artichoke crowns. If there is any leftover rice, you can put it between or around the artichokes, or you can store it properly and eat it separately. We decorate the crowns with the remaining pine nuts. If you wish, you can also drizzle a tiny bit of olive oil. Bon appétit to all of you in advance. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel for new recipes, and if you liked the recipes, don't forget to like and comment. See you in the next recipe.